We now go to item 83, authorizing settlement in the matter entitled Mike McClanahan et al. Versus Scott Wilson in the amount of $30,000 by Councilmember Cleve Dunn Jr. Is anyone here wishing to speak on the item? Come on down. Gary Chambers, you've been working out. You look good.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, council. So, about 7 years ago, the previous council put us out of here, Mike, myself, and Eugene, and we sued you for viewpoint discrimination. This council, which is supposed to be a better council, continues to not allow a settlement to come forth on that case. Me as a citizen came to this microphone to speak after 2 other people attempted to talk, and they were put out. I then come, I get arrested, drug out of the meeting, plastered on social media, drugged down to the police station because people don't like what we have to say. The police department today has a federal investigation under it for some of the things we were saying back then. The police department today continues to be a nuisance to this community from some of the things we were saying back then that this council didn't want to hear. And now you guys have gone to federal court. A federal judge has said 2 years ago we went to federal trial. You don't have a problem paying your lawyers, but this council doesn't want to pay our lawyers. We didn't sue for money because we felt like what was done was wrong. At settlement, you can ask for anything. Scott Wilson isn't on the council anymore. We can't get an apology from him. But this council can say that we're not like that. We don't want to have that stain on us, and we want the things from 2017 to finally go away so we can deal with the things we're dealing with today. I'm a citizen of this community that was wronged by my government, and I sued the government, and a federal judge has asked this council numerous times to settle this suit. So you don't have to pay us. You paid your lawyers, and you're ultimately going to have to pay our lawyers when the federal courts rule. But this council has the ability to intervene now and settle this case and show that you're not like your predecessors. But the truth is, members of this council don't want to hear what we have to say too. And the proof of that is that you could settle a disgraced member of the media's lawsuit for $30,000 because she antagonizes the city for the police department. But those who antagonize you all because the police department is brutalizing us, you won't settle our lawsuit. Kieran Chawala was fired from WAFB. She wouldn't just start a blog because she was a great journalist. She lost her job for helping a BRPD officer post things on social media. And you guys settle her lawsuit because she's an antagonist on behalf of the police. So now here we go, 7 years that you guys don't want to deal with this. It's unfortunate. And if you give me just a few more seconds, Mr. Cole, to me, there's clear distinctions in how this council makes its decisions. If there are people who look like me talking about the issues that we talk about, there's always a reason or a justification why you can't get it done. But when people who look like you come here or from your communities or that are advocating for the things you agree with, it doesn't matter if they get off subject. It doesn't matter what they say. You allow them the ability to do so. You don't discriminate against their viewpoint. And that's what you're being sued for. Your police department is in federal court right now for the same things. Maybe you care if there were white citizens getting beat in the city and they were coming up here speaking and you settle their lawsuits.
Is there anyone else here wishing to speak on the item? Is there anyone wishing to speak on the item? Now we go to council members. What is the pleasure of the council?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Councilmember Dunn Jr., seconded by the chair. Are there any objections? Let's vote on the machines.
Machines are open on the motion to approve. Let's start over.
We're going to have to vote again. Some people are having some difficulty.
Are y'all's,
Is everybody's machines working?
let me,
Is there a desire to go in executive session?
Is that your recommendation?
Because what is my line, Ms. Ashley?
Because discussion of the matter may hurt too.
That's correct.
Any objections to executive session? We're adjourned to executive session. Ladies and gentlemen, we call the meeting back to order. There is a motion to approve item 84 by Councilmember Dunn Jr., seconded by Councilmember Coleman. Are there any objections? There are two objections.
I'll make a friendly amendment to amend it to $10,000. A very friendly amendment.
Go ahead, Councilmember Dunn. Huh?
No comment.
So Councilmember Goder has offered a friendly amendment, so do you accept the amendment?
Did he say $100,000, Mr. Godey? If you said that, I'll accept that. If not, no.
All right.
I'm going to go to the machine.
Councilmember, well, there's only two objections. Councilmember, so if there's only two objections, that means the item passes, but Councilmember Banks.
What are you
The
doing?
item has been approved, Councilmember.
I am trying to speak. Is that what you said? Okay.
We have to.
It approved at 10,000.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead, Councilmember Banks.
Yes.
You want to speak? Go ahead.
Who approved? Is it approved?
Just go ahead and speak.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was just, I mean, I always think back to how we talk about the value of one man against another, and it always comes down to color. We have one woman that we gave 30,000 that was not an atrocity, but it was clearly displayed that 3 African American men were being prejudiced before our council pro tem. And it's just like our value system is almost like the slave market, where blacks, are chattel and they don't have flesh and blood versus someone of another race. And that is just like this. I don't know when in Baton Rouge we would stop being so prejudicial, so racist, and so inequitable in how we sleep at night and teach Sunday schools and go to church and all of that. That is not God. It's not God. And it's a poor example because many of us are parents and grandparents, and this cycle that started probably 450 years ago of these prejudice ideas, of this racism, will continue with their children and their grandchildren because they look up to us. And it's like nobody, I don't know what it's going to take. How much do we have to lose in personal losses because we don't do right? And we wonder why things happen. It's because you ain't right. That's bottom line. But you want people to cry for you and feel bad for you, but you don't have feelings for other people in treating them fairly. So, those are my comments. I don't know where we go from here, but the seeds we sowed, they're coming back to us, every last one of us, because this does not make sense.
Councilmember Dunn Jr.
No, I'm good.
All right. We're going to vote on the machines.
Machines are open on the motion to approve.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Timeout. I'm sorry. I offered an amendment. Is the rules that the author of this thing gets to determine whether the amendment carries, or do we vote on that?
The person who made the motion gets to accept your amendment or not.
Okay.
Mr. Dunn chose not to accept your amendment. If you'd like to make a substitute motion, you can. But
Did I make a motion?
no, you did not make a motion. If you would like to at this point.
Oh, I see. Make a substitute motion. The motion right now is to approve the item.
Correct.
Is
Yes.
that correctly?
Correct.
Yes.
As is written on your agenda.
Been properly motioned and seconded
And make a motion.
with two objections.
I'm gonna open the machines on the motion to approve. Machines are open.
Let me yes.
Ms. Banks, you want a yes? Gotcha. Motion fails.
Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like to make a motion to approve the settlement at $100,000.
There's not proper notice for that motion. You can only go under $30,000.
Gotcha.
What is the amount that's been spent on this litigation that the city has already paid? Can we get Greg up?
Come on, Greg. Come on to the mic, Mr. Rowan.
It's been said in several meetings, I just,
You're probably right. I didn't go in those executive sessions.
Okay.
I don't have the exact number, but I'm gonna get it for you personally.
okay.
I'll get it for you.
I'm kind of, before we
Ma'am?
leave, because I
No.
was told it was over
Not to- not tonight.
100,000.
It
You
could
have
be.
no idea?
No, I do not. No.
Do you have the file in here with you? The file?
No, I don't have a file.
Can you get the file?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was
I mean,
handled by outside counsel. I don't physically have a file.
So there's no accountability to you without outside counsel?
Oh, yeah.
So
The
that's-
bills are audited. I didn't do it. Andy audited her bills.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
you're in the position, so now we don't talk about Andy.
No.
But I'm saying that, like, when people go to court or they see an item on the agenda, I would just assume that the legal counsel would come with, the file or.
She didn't come at my request because I didn't want her to come and bill the city. or
No,
anything.
I'm talking about the information, like the bill,
I don't have her bill in front of me.
email,
No. I don't have her bill in front of me. I didn't bring it tonight.
is it on the 8th floor?
Oh, I'm on the 9th floor. It
Is
may
it-
be on the 9th floor,
Is
yeah.
it on the 9th floor?
It should be, yes, ma'am.
Can you get it before we leave?
I can try. Yeah.
Y'all records not in order? I mean, like alphabetical,
Well, let's do this. Let's do this.
I'm just.
Let's do this,
Don't
Greg.
make
If you can retrieve that item, please
Okay.
do. And we'll come back to it. All right? We'll come back to it. If that please you, Shawna, he gonna go retrieve it, we'll come back to it.
Just a point of order,
I just don't
Ashley,
understand.
a point of clarity. Can we come back to it, or do we need to stay on it?
Yeah, we can come back.
The item has been considered and voted on. If y'all want to reconsider the item after
No.
What did
we
vote
move on to another item, it will require a motion to reconsider.
I don't think the votes are gonna be there for that. Greg, could you come back to the podium, please?
Lord have
No,
mercy.
I need you to come back to the podium. If you want somebody to go get the file, I would ask you to send somebody else to go get it, because I don't want to move on from the item and have to need a vote to
Yes, sir.
reconsider to continue the discussion. I know Councilwoman Banks has asked you some very specific questions that you may not have the answer to right now without having that file, but could you just state for the record who the outside counsel is that handled this case?
Celia Cangelosi.
And just for clarity, is that an employee of the city parish?
no.
Or is that a contract that we hired?
Contracted outside, yes, sir.
Okay. How long has this case been going on?
Well, I think Mr. Chambers was pretty close. Yeah. I
Let's-
don't know when the trial was. You know when the trial
Mr. Rome, let's not encourage individuals of the public to speak from the seated area. You know, we don't allow that here, so we want you to work with us on it, all right? Again, how long, sir?
That's funny.
He's probably right, since about 2017.
Okay. Any idea of what her billable hour rate is? Or an attorney who
I'm getting
does
it
this
for you
type of
right
work,
now.
billable hour rate is?
Whatever the
We're gonna
AG's
do
rate
this,
at that
we're gonna
time.
do this, we're gonna take a recess.
Okay.
And stay back, come back to this item.
Thank you.
And I don't see how y'all be eating with them. That's what I don't eat with them. They flexing now. It's foolishness. Go get them, girl. See, I can't play around with, I can't
We'll come back, call the meeting back to order. Mr. Rome. Go ahead, Mr. Rome.
Councilwoman, her rate,
Banks. Councilwoman Banks, he's speaking to you.
her rate,
Wait, Sean, let him answer your question. You do.
We didn't vote for her because of her fault. And that was not the case. That was about house. It was not yet started 3 years before her interview. So right now, she don't care if you spend $1 million.
well, I want to give you the numbers because you asked for it.
About, and she's still worried about the fact that we didn't vote. She said we didn't vote for her. It wasn't about
Well, give me the courtesy of giving you the information you asked for. Yes, ma'am. All right. Her rate is $225 an hour. And to date, she's been paid $113,986. 113,986.
So, Mr. Rome, as this case goes on, no, I think I'm on the clock.
Yeah, you are. I'm sorry.
As this case goes on, that billable rate of what again?
$225 an hour.
There is a strong possibility as she does more work, that number of $100,000+ will increase, right?
It's not strong. If she does more work, she's going to be paid more by the hour.
Okay, and so do
It's
you?
not a possibility. If she works, she's going to get paid.
Right. So do you think it's in the best interest of the city parish to settle this at $30,000, $50,000, $60,000 to stop that clock and stop that billable rate, or keep this open and keep this attorney on retainer and billable hours to get to $200,000 and $300,000?
I don't want to tell you what she told me because it's attorney-client privilege. I'm just not going to say it.
The current contract is only $115,000.
Yeah.
She couldn't exceed that without.
Yeah, she couldn't exceed the 115, but if she did more work, she'd have to be paid.
Yeah, but if she did more work, we would have to either increase the value of the contract or give her another contract, right?
If she gets closer to 115, I'm gonna have to bring it back in. Well, Ms. Smith is, but my office is gonna have to bring it back in front of y'all.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right.
Yeah, everybody, you good? Councilmember Dunn, Junior? All right. We now go to appointments, Library Board of Control, consideration of replacing and reappointing Nicole Alman Learson, whose term expires on May 14, 2024, effective May 15, 2024. This is a 4-year term. Gary Deschamps submitted an application. Nicole Alman Learson received request for reappointment. Is there anyone here wishing to speak on the item?
Hi, my name is Donald Luther. I live at 9005 Highland Road, and I'd like to ask y'all to please consider reappointing Ms. Nicole Alman Learson. She is our parliamentarian, currently serving on the board. She's got an MBA, so she brings good information back to us and helps us on several different aspects dealing with the business of running the board, as well as she is on the state library board and is a vice chair for the state library board. She's the right person for the position, and I hope that y'all consider reappointing her.
Anyone else here wishing to speak on the item? We're now going to, come on down.
Good evening, Council. My name is Nicole Alman Learson. I reside at 10152 Ridgely Drive here in Baton Rouge. I've served faithfully on this board. I've met the attendance requirements. I have a passion for our library system. I previously served on the board, a library board system, when I temporarily, because I fell and bumped my head, left Louisiana and resided in Mississippi. But of course, I came to my senses and came back home. And so I humbly ask that you all consider my reappointment so we can continue the hard work that we've started and the plans that we have in place to make to continue to have the EBR parish library system be an asset to our parish. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else here wishing to speak on the item?
Council members, you should have received one email comment in support of Ms. Learson.
All right, we now go to council.
Motion to reappoint, Nicole.
There's been a motion to reappoint Ms. Learson, Alman Learson, and seconded. Motion by Councilmember Dunn, seconded by Councilmember Hurst. Councilmember Amoroso. We can. We're gonna vote on the machines. She's objecting. Let's vote on the machines.
So you want me to run the
Let's vote on the motion.
Machines are open on the motion to appoint Miss Alman Learson. You want a yes?
Yeah.
Miss Banks' machine wasn't working. Let me reset. All right, council members, if your machine isn't working and you want me to vote for you, please let me know.
Go ahead, Councilmember Hurst.
So what I will say is that we don't have Ashley Beck on the library board. We don't. We are winging it with parliamentary procedures and trying to figure life out. We have great administrators for the library, great director for the library, but Nicole brings a wealth of knowledge to the board that nobody else brings. I mean, it's really a privilege to have her and her level of expertise on that board. And we talk about managing money, doing it the right way, making sure that the vote, everything goes, like we have to look at Ashley and say, hey, Ashley, did we do it correctly? That's what Nicole provides for the library board. So I know it looks like we're one vote shy. I want to urge for people that want us to be fiscally responsible and do it the right way, that one vote switch is to make sure that we get Nicole to continue to serve as she's done so graciously on both the state level and the local level. Thank you.
Council members, the machines are about to be open on the motion to appoint Miss Alman Learson. If you need me to vote for you, please let me know. Machines are open. Yep. Ms. Banks, yes. Six votes. Motion fails.
We're gonna run the ballot.
Machines are about to be open for Mr. Garrett Deschamps. Machines are open. One vote, motion fails. Council members, would you like to make a motion to defer or have another vote? You want to run the ballot?
Let's run the ballot, the total ballot. Let's vote for Nicole again.
All right. Council members, the machines are now open for Ms. Nicole Alman Learson. Yes, ma'am. Six votes. Council members, would you like to make a motion to defer the item?
Motion to defer by Councilmember Amoroso, seconded by Councilmember Hudson to the next meeting. Any objections? Item has been deferred to the next meeting.
Objection.
Objection, we got objections, we're gonna vote on the machine.
Machines are now open on the motion to defer to June 26th. Is that a yes?
That's the next meeting.
Yes. Motion fails. We'll just move on.
You didn't vote, Councilmember Coleman?
Can I make a statement? Is that appropriate?
Yeah, we can come, go ahead.
This is yet another example of the stronghold that this 7-5 has on this council. And I know everybody is not present, but when issues come down to party and specifically race, and this 7-5 that represents this city parish government, which is not a reflection of the demographics of this city, makes a decision that they want to do something, this is what happens. Nicole is very well qualified. Nicole not only serves on this body, but serves on the state body and is a leader on this board. Has the experience, has the qualifications, and yet we want to appoint a novice to replace her. And is not ignored, is not unrecognized that she is a black female, and this 7-5 majority want to appoint a white male to replace her. Yet some of us want to say that we don't see color and it's not about race and things of that nature. It's just like the issue that came before us. The $30,000 settlement for Karen Chawla was okay, but the $30,000 settlement for Eugene Collins, for Gary Chambers, and for Mike McClanahan is not okay, because the 7-5 majority Republicans on the council want it. This is why we need redistricting. This is why we need, at minimum, a 6-6 council, and it's probably justification with the demographics to be 7-5 the other way. But again, this is reflective of why this is problematic. African Americans have more representation for as people in this parish, but yet we have less representation on this body. And that's why this is problematic. So I look forward to hearing from my council colleagues about explaining this and rationalizing why we are here. Thank you.
Councilmember Rocker.
So I voted for Miss Nicole every single time her name came up. And last time I checked, I was Caucasian. And last time I checked, Karen Chawla was not. So I don't understand why this has to be the narrative every time a vote doesn't go a certain way.
Councilmember Banks.
So the narrative is based on extremes. We have someone that is top heavy in this position. And as a council, we never, ever take someone that is standing in a position unless they've done something foul. She's been excellent. She has an MBA. Her people are here. The library's CEO, all of them are here. So it's not the narrative always, but this is extreme. This is extreme. And we've already had, you may be the anomaly, Rocker. That might not be you, which is you one of 7. And if you if you continue, you'll get blackballed. But I don't blame the white Republicans. I blame the black Democrats that sit down at the table and eat with them all the time. I blame those that get on this council and work on agenda items. If you deny me in any area of my life, or people that look like me for obvious racist terms, I'm not going to be fellowshipping with you like Judah. Because it's a slap. But until we stop playing footsie with the white Republicans, as black council members, knowing they don't think nothing of you, knowing that you less than, they're going to keep on kicking you in the butt. So I don't blame them. I blame all us that play kumbaya after every council member and after every event, community event. This for me since January, when they denied 60% of the African Americans not to have a seat. I ain't been in nothing. I don't eat with them. I don't do nothing. I get it to go by. Because it's a Judas syndrome. And we need to stop playing, because you ain't never going to be accepted. I don't care how many 7 votes. Somebody got to stand. I got 6 more months. I don't vote on people based on their race. I base on their qualifications. I've never not done that. But this is wrong. This girl is top heavy, and she's not getting paid. It's humiliating. But they don't care. Cold ice water going through the veins, not blood. They're mean and hateful. They're just like their slave master ancestors who did not care about the beatings, who did not care about the hangings. That's why we bring it up, because it's a generational curse that all of you all all of y'all came here, all of us came here as immigrants. Nothing but the Indians are Americans. All of us. But they racist because they scared of not being in control. So I apologize on behalf of this council. Ms. Larson, I hope one day you'll be able to share this story to your children and your grandchildren on how you got over. But more than anything, I want America to know that this is a racist council and that it's nothing about them going to change. The closer we get to elections, the closer we get to them being concerned about what their racist counterparts are saying. They've been energized by St. George. I don't have no problem with St. George. It's our fault, St. George, because we gave them all the toys and we neglected black communities. So, you know, it's part of it. So I do apologize to you, but that is the real situation that we stand here on this council.
Councilmember Moak.
First of all, I don't appreciate you apologizing for me as a council member. I take my votes and I weigh my options, I weigh what's out there, and I talk to colleagues on both sides. And don't sit across this aisle and tell me about beatings, about hangings, about burning, about being lit on fire, about being strung up on a fence post, and sit over there and call me a racist when I can kind of know where you're going from in a different community. And I sit here and I listen to this when I've worked both sides of the aisle from Central for the last 3.5 years, and to just be completely called out tonight and several other nights, but tonight especially. Yes, I have a reason for not voting for this lovely lady. She probably does a great job, but I also know that I have another colleague that has someone that would like to have someone speak also, that I would like to hear them out too. It's not racist.
Hey,
It's not.
Sean, let him speak. Let him speak.
It's not
Let him
about
speak.
being racist.
Let him speak, Sean.
Just because I'm not ready to make a decision tonight. I may wind up, how many more times is she going to call when I kept my mouth shut?
Sean, go ahead, Aaron. Keep talking. Let me manage that. You keep talking.
So don't tell me about all the pain. I know it's difficult. I know it's difficult to be a part of a different group. I know that the makeup of the council is different, but to claim every time that a vote just doesn't go a certain way, that it's nothing but racist, I think is appalling. I think the fact that way that we have worked together over these 3.5 years, mostly, that we can agree to disagree on other things. But tonight, I am just dumbfounded in what I am claimed to be or spoken of to be when I know exactly what you're talking about. So don't ever sit there and call me out and tell me I'm looking at a thing and I don't understand.
Councilmember Dunn Jr.
Just to bring some clarity, I didn't say an individual person's name. I said the 7-5. And I've said this to each of you guys. I think each of my Republican colleagues, with the exception of my seatmate, Lori, and I've told her this, has crossed over on some important votes, some controversial votes. The pro tem vote, the settling of the Sterling vote, the protesters on Government Street vote. Denise, Dwight, Jen, Aaron, and Rowdy has done that. I'm not saying that's the norm, that's what happens all the time. This body has improved significantly from the previous council, have done a much greater job. I'm talking about things like this settlement, things like redistricting, when we know the data and the numbers suggest that black folks deserve and should have more representation. This 7-5 said, no, you don't. No, we don't want you to have it. So it's not about you individually. It's about the 7-5 collectively. And if we be honest, it's really not about any of you individually, because it's your constituents or the extreme versions of your party or the power structure in Baton Rouge who don't want black folks to have more representation or equal representation under this body. It's not even you guys. Because if we're honest, when I'm talking to you guys and we're talking to you guys privately, you have compassion, you have understanding, but politically they won't let you do it. So take offense, don't take offense, however you want to do it. But I'm just letting you know it's about the outcome on these major decisions like that. When your constituents, when the business community, when the shadow government says, we don't want it, we don't want you to support it. So I want to make sure I'm clear. We have reached across party lines. We have worked. And I think the best part about this council, the success of this council, is we have improved the council culture. This type of meeting happened every other week or every week previous council. We have one every blue moon. And I want to address my council colleague, Councilman Hudson, publicly. He asked me a question. He said, did you get the outcome you wanted? Is this the culture and this the environment you want to create? And I had to communicate to him, in my opinion, we see government, and specifically this government, different. In my opinion, he values this government and thinks it's something good and noble and has helped humanity and things of that nature. Government historically, this one and those around the country and the world have oppressed my people and have not been of value to my people. So I don't value it in the same way. I want to tear it down brick by brick. I'm sorry, Councilman Goday. Did I say Hudson? Yeah. I'm sorry, Councilman Goday. Councilman Goday. Not you this time, Councilman Hudson. But, we had a sidebar conversation like that, and I can't speak for nobody else, but I don't value government as it's been a valuable asset. I think it can be a valuable asset, but historically it has minimized, unseen, and diminished the value of my people. So no, I don't want it to stand as is. I don't want this government to stand as it has for the past 200 years. One of the reasons I ran and became a part of this process and a part of this body is to change it from within. Because I used to be out there trying to change it from the outside. And there are still some people doing that, but I'm on the inside changing it. Because there's some things that I feel that are not right and not just and not proper, and don't see my people and treat my people in the way that have treated your people, and specifically white people and black people. So I just wanted to give him that understanding and everybody else that understanding. I don't value this government or government in the way that Councilman Goday values it. So yes, I think there need to be some changes. There need to be some tearing down. There need to be some adjustments made. Give you an example, the whole claims review situation, with looking at this settlement of the previous item. I went to claims review, discussed with them about settling that item. The claims review committee was 100% white. I shared with Greg Rome that I'm disappointed there's no diversity in this room. So when these issues come up and there's no cultural competence on these issues, there's a disconnect with understanding the issue at hand. And I know my time is running out and I won't go over. I'll rest there.
Councilmember Hurst.
So I'm going to try to reel this thing back in to the facts. So, Nicole, can you come to the mic for me, please? How long have you served on the library board?
So this will be my my second term, full term.
So
and prior to that, I was unanimously voted by the previous council to serve an unexpired term.
So how many years?
So that would be 6 years.
Thank you. You mind having a seat, Mayor? Do you mind coming to the mic for me, please? in the past 6 years, how many awards has the library received with all the hard work that y'all done?
Oh, we're star, sir. We are a star-rated library in the
So can you explain what
United
that means
States.
to the public under Nicole's leadership?
So Nicole has been serving on a board that has helped focus the library's energy, get the strategic plan done to the point where we are the library in Louisiana. We are the star-rated library. We are the library that people look up to. And more importantly, we are the library that our local citizens look up to.
So essentially, you're saying under her leadership, with her access to the state board, her knowledge of library systems as a whole, her parliamentary procedure expertise, and her overall votes and impact on this library system, we are the #1 system in the state of Louisiana, correct?
Absolutely.
So why would we switch out the leadership that has driven us to be A+ rated, or whatever that means, across the board, star, for somebody? You're giving up something good or something great, hoping that you get something great, right? So I'll rest on that, and I hope that settles in somebody's mind that's remaining in the council today, that we're giving up an apple that we know tastes really good for an orange that we hope can compare. So thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, while there may be some who don't appreciate these conversations, let me just say this. These difficult conversations are what will lead to us being better as individuals if we just allow ourselves to open up and hear the words that are being said, and then truly try to understand the thinking and some of the challenges and some of the struggles. So if this item is not approved tonight one way or the other, if there's no deferment, there is no approval, then we'll see the item again back on the agenda. Go ahead.
And I do want y'all to know the gentleman was here tonight. He chose to leave before his item came up. So when we talk about not giving him an opportunity to speak, I don't know who sent him a text message and told him to go home, because nobody would sit here for an appointment and not wait till your item comes on the agenda. I hope that he respects the system and the voting, and I hope that he brings his record next time. And Nicole, you bring yours as well. Thank you.
All right.